X-Men fans, and welcome to another video. And this week's video is going to revolve all around on Sabon Nu, if I pronounce that even right, aka Apocalypse, the big man. So first up we have a Series 5 Marvel Legend figure, which for most part of my collection I've had, but I've never really displayed him. I've always gone with the Builder figure, but you know, he is absolutely beautiful. That is an amazing head sculpt, and the detailing is absolutely phenomenal. Apocalypse Bash. Next up is Archangel, and this figure is by far one of my favorites. Warren Worthington, the Angel, had his wings amputated by Cameron Hodge, and Apocalypse turned him into Death, where he spent most of the late 80s and 90s in this form. And you know, once again, this figure is absolutely perfect. And if you have the X-Force figure, you've got to be even more impressed. But yeah, Death certainly works in my collection, or Archangel, or 90s Angel, whatever you want to have him as. Now, you can't have a main bad guy without having his arch nemesis, and this is Cable, who was part of a 2-pack with Marvel Girl. Never got the Marvel Girl figure, but this was the one I wanted. I think sometimes the only problem with him is perhaps he's just a tad bit too skinnier. You want your Cable bulky, but then again, he's quite agile for an old man. So they battled in the future, they battled in the past and the present. Now, in the Age of Apocalypse series in the mid-90s, where Xavier was killed and it was all topsy-turvy, Apocalypse was ruler, and Holocaust was one of his disciples in that series. Very good character, very big, lots of battles with the X-Men. He actually found his way into, I believe he found his way into the 616 world, but I can't remember exactly what happened to him after that. I think last time I saw him, he was in Uncanny X-Force, and I think they're beating the crap out of him. So as well as this skeleton inside, you get his outer shell, which mine fell off the top of the shelving and broke, which is annoying. But other than that, beautiful, and one of the harder builder figures to actually get. Now, you know you don't get sent to the future with a techno virus and come back without a clone. And here is Strife. Pretty much Apocalypse raised him in the future with the plans to have his body, the most powerful body in obviously the universe. So, however, Strife rebelled, he didn't like it, and he came back in the past to actually kill Apocalypse. And he almost actually succeeded. Cable also at that time came back to try and change things, change the future, change how things turn out. So when this series was announced, Strife was one that I was very, very happy to be getting, and this head sculpt is absolutely amazing. Such detail. Probably needs a wipe over it, that dust. But you know, the detail that they have gone into to make this figure perfect is actually really appreciated by the fans. Although for some reason they gave us this sword, and I don't recall him ever in the comics having a sword, but you know, it's all good. Everyone with kinetic powers and psychic powers needs a sword. There we go. I sense something sinister. Mr. Sinister has got to be one of my favourite Toy Biz figures, and in the comics, Apocalypse pretty much created him, gave him forever ending life to study mutations. But this figure just, it's just absolutely perfect. Sorry about the darkness, but this seemed to be the only way that I could capture his face. Also, another one of my favourite figures from the Toy Biz era is Gambit. It comes with this sensational coat, some flying kinetic cards, and a stealth weapon. And the posability and detail is just brilliant. So much to do with this, and I can't wait to get a 90s robe to pose with Mr. LeBou. And for his Apocalypse related bit, after the decimation, Apocalypse decided to return thanks to Cable, and he had new horsemen, and Gambit was one of them. He became deaf, and he struggled with it for a few years after. You see it in the X-Men Legacy series, but I can't remember where it went. I've not seen how it all turned out, whether he actually defeated or whether we're just see another plot hole again. Next up is Sunfire, and this figure was a Walmart exclusive, and it's meant to reminisce the Age of Apocalypse, but when in the normal 616 world, Sunfire actually becomes a horseman of Apocalypse, and then after Apocalypse doesn't follow through, he joins Sinister's Marauders with Gambit. So, but he's recently been trying to redeem himself in Uncanny Avengers, where he had one of the reasons that he joined Apocalypse is because Lady Deathstrike in a Rogue Solo series cut off his legs. Ugh, grim. So I can't blame him. Like Apocalypse seems to look for these mutants with weaknesses, such as Angel when he lost his wings. Polaris after she lost her powers in Decimation, and obviously Shiro with losing his legs. And finally, Build-A-Figure Apocalypse. There was no way we were not gonna finish this review without the big man himself, and like I said, this has been a favourite over the years on my shelf. This was actually in fact my first Build-A-Figure back in 2006 when I first started collecting these, and yeah, sold immediately. Absolutely perfect as Build-A-Figures go. Now, I hope we see more Build-A-Figures for X-Men other than Juggernaut. And just look at that face. Grim. So there's lots of ways to pose these guys. Like this. Go. Bit of Archangel. Master Apocalypse. There we go. You can have Apocalypse posing with Strife trying to take him down. Holocaust obediently following. Sinister trying to lead a new path. The Horseman. And the big man at top. I hope you've enjoyed this review and this share of my figures. Thank you for watching.